Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, my name is Ega Febiani and I'm one of the students from the University of Riau. In this video, I would like to present my oral presentations for my cross-cultural understanding final test. The title is How to Manage the Decision-Making Process Effectively in International Meetings. One of the aims of managing international meeting is to manage the decision-making process effectively. Decision-making has an important role in meeting business or organization. Decision-making is a process of making statements by selecting opinions, gathering information related to discussions, and finding an alternative resolution. Decision making is very important to identify the standard of discussion to approach a good quality of discussion. Atmos Sudirjo states that there are two important factors of decision making. First is nature of organization and the second is personal capabilities of decision maker. A decision maker influences his decision based on their personality characteristics, such as gender and age differences, and individual differences like past experience, cognitive basis, and belief or styles in personal feelings. In business, the effectiveness of decisions you team makes determines your company to success. The good mechanisms of managing, communicating, and confirming decision are keys to control the situation. Decision should be follow your vision and mission statement to define the identity of your company. Along with these decisions will lead the business values and moral of company. The target markets, competitions, fundings, participation, and core competency are needed to establish the strategic decision you make. That's why a good managing decision in business is important for company to succeed. In organization, decision making is made to control the process of project to lead a final result that is needed to achieve. Another reason for decision making is to achieve economic value and effectiveness that is given either directly or indirectly to the particular group. Decision making in organization is used to evaluate the problems and try to solve it with logical and rational ways, considering the situation and condition of the teams following the necessary actions. A leader of a project has different perspectives to make a decision. Then the members or a staff also have different ways to deliver her or his opinion. According to Udemy.com, decision making is divided into four styles. They are directive, analytic, conceptual, and behavioral. The first style, the person who is a directive decision maker will focus on short-term solutions rather than long-term results. They are aggressive, always taking charge and making quick decisions without any complaint. The opinion will base on their own information, knowledge, experience, and judgment. However, directive decision makers lean to the rules and are good verbal communicators. The second style is analytic. Analytic decision makers enjoy solving problems. They will analyze the data first before making a decision. They are flexible and can be under pressure or situation. However, the person is slow to make decisions and wastes so much time. The third style, conceptual. Conceptual decision makers are very creative. They look at the problems with artistic perspective. They are usually making decisions far into the future and look for solutions outside the box. However, their decisions are risky by making a board vision in solving problems. And the last style is behavioral. Behavioral decision makers like to put their team opinion together and try to avoid conflict. They are so persuasive and good to make people to see their way. That's why this style like to work in group. After the manager defines his team styles in making decisions, he should move to the process of making decisions. The process of making decision implicates the presence of a problem that should be known by decision maker and find a change to solve it. Several impediments have been identified in the way of a correct definition of the issue which is the subject of decision, paying attention to the effects and not to the cause, selective perception, and finding problem through solution. In making decisions effectively in international meeting, the manager usually use 7 steps of process. According to the author, literal and the steps are define the problem, identifying and limiting the factor, develop potential alternatives, analyze the alternatives, select the best alternative, implement the decisions, and establish a control and evaluation system. Decision making process start with identifying the problem that needs to be solved. If you don't identify the problem accurately or if the problem is too broad, the next steps will be based on the wrong starting point, then it will be more complicated to solve with the effective time. Therefore, try to separate the problems from its symptoms specifically in order to achieve the goal at the end of the process. After you identify the problem, the next step is identifying and limiting the factor. To limit and identify the factors, a manager needs to gather any information. A manager needs to do an internal assessment with his team related to the problems. The team also needs to find external sources that need involved the problem. The other 3 steps following the previous steps of decision making process is developing potential alternative, analyzing the alternatives, and then choosing the top alternative. After you gather relevant information, you can try to identify solution for your problem. Usually, there are many options you can use to achieve your goals and try to list it. Once you already list the alternative solution, analyze it properly in order to find the best alternative. Imagine the alternative you had already into your internet process and evaluate it. Finally, you will have the best alternative based on your own value system and choose it. The 2 final steps of decision making process is testing out the decision and then setting up the control and assessment system. Since you already finished the previous steps, then you already have your decision and take action of it. Construct your project plan based on the decision you make and share the tasks with the team according to their file. The final step is to try to look back at your decision and review it by your own value system in order to find the lack of your previous decision as a reminder in the future. Managing international meeting and making decision is really huge steps to evaluate your leadership management in the team with various styles in delivering your decision or others will make you more observant in the situation. Then a manager should be able to control and establish his team in the process of making decision in order to achieve the team's goal. Therefore, you can manage decision effectively in meetings.